Welcome to the Deep Dive. I'm Lex, and with me is Vera, as always. Today, we're diving into something so important for any business, especially in real estate. It's all about how to generate leads in 2025 and beyond. We're looking at some insights from AgentFire. They're a leading real estate tech company.
What really stood out to me was that they're not just talking about all the new digital trends.
Right.
They're also looking at how effective some of those more traditional methods can be.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. So AgentFire is saying that in 2025, the market's going to be completely different than even what we're seeing now. And it's not just about finding any lead, it's about finding the right strategies to reach them, and efficiently too.
Exactly.
So where do we even begin?
Well, they emphasize that you have to really know your audience.
Ah.
And they break it down into these distinct personas. You've got your first-time buyers, and they're probably feeling overwhelmed by the whole process.
Sure.
And then there's the downsizers who might be transitioning after their kids have moved out. And they're looking for maybe a smoother and a bit more sensitive approach. Okay.
And of course, you've got the investors who are really focused on the numbers and seeing a return on their investment.
So how do you even begin to reach all these different people in 2025? AgentFire's says digital strategies are going to be key. They talk about creating what they call an SEO content hub.
Now, for those who aren't familiar with SEO, it stands for Search Engine Optimization.
Okay.
And basically, it's all about making your website more visible in search results. An SEO content hub would mean creating content that's really valuable, using the keywords that potential clients are actually searching for. So think blog posts, articles.
Right. So like if someone searches best schools in whatever city and your website pops up with an article all about that.
Exactly. You're not just selling a house, you're being a resource, building trust.
That makes a lot of sense.
And for the younger audience, they suggest short-form videos.
Oh, yeah, like Reels and TikToks.
Right. Think virtual tours, quick tips on staging, or even just answering common questions in a fun way. You got to catch their attention while they're scrolling. It's all about short attention spans. And then they have this really interesting idea using AI chatbots.
Oh, that's fascinating. It's like having a 24/7 virtual assistant.
Right.
Answering basic questions from potential leads. So even when you're busy, you're not missing out on opportunities.
Okay, so that covers reaching out. But what about finding potential clients in the first place?
Well, they mention predictive analytics. Imagine being able to identify potential sellers before they even list their home.
Wait, how is that even possible?
Predictive analytics dives into all sorts of data, like how long someone's lived in their home or changes in their life. It helps agents get ahead of the game.
Wow. So we've covered digital, but I'm curious, does AgentFire think traditional tactics are dead?
Actually, they see a lot of value in traditional methods with a modern twist.
Okay, I'm listening.
They talk about these micro-campaigns using direct mail, but targeted to very specific neighborhoods. Imagine getting a postcard announcing recent sales in your area or offering a free home valuation.
Yeah, I could see that cutting through all the digital noise.
Exactly. And they also talk about community partnerships. Think working with local businesses like coffee shops, gyms, or even home service providers.
It's about becoming part of the fabric of the community.
Exactly. Building a network, tapping into those customer bases, and building goodwill for your brand.
So instead of just open houses, they suggest partnering with stagers to make them more of an event.
Yeah, think themed events.
I like
Let's
that.
the open house more of an experience, something people will remember.
So far, it seems like AgentFire is advocating for a mix of approaches, using both digital and traditional tactics.
Right. And through it all, they really emphasize the importance of relationships.
Okay, so how do you actually build those relationships in this fast-paced world?
Yeah, and they've actually got some really specific ideas for building those relationships. They actually list out 20 different lead generation strategies.
Oh, wow, 20. Okay, that's quite a few. But it's probably about finding what works for you.
Right, exactly. And they start off with something that seems perfect for younger buyers, first-time buyer webinars.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's such a natural fit for a generation that's so used to online learning. So instead of being intimidated by the home buying process, they can learn from home and get their questions answered.
It's a great way to build that trust.
Absolutely. And then we talked about the SEO content hub on your website.
Right.
But they go deeper into specific types of content, like blog posts with titles like Top Neighborhoods for Families or How to Win a Bidding War, stuff that people are actually looking for online.
So it's not just about making the content.
Right. It's also making sure people can find it. You've got to understand how search engines work and use the right keywords.
That's true.
It's ongoing, but when it's done right, it can be so effective.
And then there are those short-form videos, those Reels and TikToks
Yeah,
that are so popular now.
absolutely, especially with the younger crowd. Virtual tours, quick staging tips, even just answering questions in a fun way.
Like I said, short attention spans.
Right. Be where they are, speak their language, and grab their attention quickly. It doesn't have to be super polished. It's more about being authentic and giving them something valuable.
What about more traditional advertising like on Facebook and Instagram?
They suggest those too, but with a modern approach.
Okay.
You need a really good visual, a catchy headline, and make it clear what you want people to do.
So stand out in the feed.
Right. Give people a reason to click. Think about what would make you stop scrolling.
Yeah.
A great photo of a new listing, maybe a statistic about rising home values, or an offer for a free home valuation.
Gotcha. Something to pique their interest.
Exactly.
Now, we talked about partnering with local businesses before.
Right, and they actually give specific examples.
Mm-hmm.
Co-hosting an event with a home staging company, or maybe offering your clients a discount at a local coffee shop.
It's mutually beneficial for everyone.
It is. And it helps you become a part of the community. People trust someone they see as a neighbor, not just someone trying to sell them something.
Referrals are always great for leads, too.
Yeah.
And AgentFire suggests a VIP referral program to encourage those past clients and your network to send people your way.
Think about it. People are so much more likely to trust a recommendation from someone they already know. So showing your appreciation for those referrals is really important.
Makes sense. They also talked about shaking things up with open houses, adding some more creative elements.
Yeah, like maybe partnering with a local artist or having live music or themed snacks.
Ooh, that's fun.
It's about going beyond the usual and creating something people will remember.
So make it an experience.
They even suggest bringing in a professional stager to really make the house shine. Go beyond just cookies and lemonade.
This one might surprise some people, but they still see value in direct mail marketing in 2025.
They do, but they're not talking about those generic flyers. It's about targeted micro-campaigns to specific neighborhoods.
Like those postcards we talked about before.
Exactly. It's something tangible. It can really cut through all the digital noise.
Okay, I see. Then they have Google Local Services ads.
Right. Those are specifically for businesses that operate locally. And you only pay when someone actually contacts you. So you're not wasting money.
That's good. They also recommend those free home valuations and market updates.
Yeah, but they say to go beyond just a basic report, maybe a short video about the process or a personalized consultation.
Give them something of value.
Right.
We talked about hosting niche workshops.
Those are great for attracting a specific type of client. Like, say you're hosting an investor seminar.
Yeah.
It shows you're the expert in that area and helps build relationships with serious investors.
So you become that trusted advisor.
Exactly.
I think it's worth mentioning those AI chatbots again.
Oh, yeah. They have so much potential. They can handle those basic inquiries, qualify leads, even schedule appointments. So you're free to focus on the more complex stuff.
And those chatbots are just going to get more and more advanced.
Absolutely. And predictive analytics. That was the one that seemed almost futuristic.
I know. Using data to find those potential sellers before they even list their homes.
It's all about working smarter. Anticipate market trends and target your marketing where it'll have the most impact.
It's amazing what you could do with data these days. Another thing they suggest is really getting involved in your community, but not just as a real estate agent.
Right, as a neighbor, sponsor local events, volunteer for a charity, or even just go to those community meetings.
Show that you're invested in the community.
Exactly. Become a familiar face, someone who cares about where they work. It builds trust, you know?
Definitely. They also talk about those automated email and text campaigns.
Those are really good for staying in touch with leads.
Yeah.
But you can't just send out generic messages. You have to tailor them to your audience. First-time buyers are going to have different questions than someone who's invested in real estate before.
Makes sense. They also talk about using social media in a more interactive way, like going live.
Oh, yeah. Answer questions, offer insights, even just give people a glimpse of your day-to-day life as an agent.
It's all about being authentic.
Right. Let your personality show through and connect with people on a more personal level.
What about meeting people face to face?
Well, they suggest things like neighborhood meet and greets or block parties.
Oh, that's
It's a casual way to introduce yourself, get to know your neighbors, and you're subtly positioning yourself as the local real estate expert.
So it's about building those relationships.
Exactly.
Then, for those high-end clients, they suggest something called semi-private VIP property showcases.
It's all about creating a luxurious experience for a select group. Imagine a beautifully staged home, nice food and drinks, a chance to network with other potential buyers.
That's fancy.
It is. It appeals to a certain type of client who values exclusivity and sophistication.
And that community newsletter, we talked about that before.
Right. It's a great way to stay connected with people in your area and share valuable info, not just about real estate.
So local news, events, things like that.
Yeah, or even restaurant reviews or home maintenance tips. It's about providing value, becoming a trusted source. You're promoting your services without being pushy.
I like that. And finally, they have a really unique idea offering moving day survival kits.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Imagine a kit with packing supplies, snacks, drinks, even a list of local services. It's a nice touch.
It is. It shows you care and makes for a positive experience.
So that's a lot of information from Agent Fire. 20 different ideas.
It is, but the key is finding those strategies that resonate with you and fit your business. What really stands out to me is how they emphasize combining the best of digital and traditional tactics and always focusing on those personal relationships.
It's a recipe for success. Okay, so we've talked a lot about Agent Fire's insights on real estate in 2025.
And what's really clear is that success is going to need more than just one or two little tricks.
Right.
It's a whole new way of thinking, being ready to adapt.
They really stress being proactive and focusing on efficiency.
Yeah.
It's not just about getting any lead. It's about getting the right leads, the ones who are actually going to become clients.
And AgentFire's CEO, Nelson Quest, he said something that really stuck with me. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that most agents have plenty of leads.
Right.
It's just that they don't have the strategies to, generate them efficiently. It's about working smarter, not harder.
That's a good point. So for all our listeners out there, business owners, executives, what can you take from this? How can you use these ideas in your own work?
I think it's about really taking a look at what you're doing.
Okay.
Are you using methods that are outdated? Do you really understand your audience and what they need?
Yeah.
Are you using new technology, but also remembering how important those personal connections are?
It's about finding that balance.
Yeah, where innovation meets, authenticity. Out of everything that Agent Fire talked about, is there one thing you think is really key for succeeding in 2025?
It's hard to pick just one.
I know, right?
But I keep thinking about how much they emphasized relationships.
Me too. It feels like in a world that's becoming so automated and impersonal, those connections really matter even more.
I completely agree. Whether it's working with businesses in your area, hosting events, or even just taking the time to write a thank you note.
Those little things can make a big difference.
It's about building trust.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And having people who are loyal and who will recommend you to others, it's something that technology can't really replace.
So as we wrap up, we want to leave you with a question to think about. What's one strategy from today that you'll actually try in your business in 2025?
Yeah. Will you use those short videos? Will you change up your referral program? Or just try to connect with your clients more personally?
It's up to you.
But remember, the people who are going to do well are the ones who are ready to change, to try new things, and to build strong relationships.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We hope you found it helpful, and make sure to hit that follow button and share this with anyone who you think would benefit. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing those boundaries.